Religious groups gathered here outside the State House believe their conscience is under attack by the federal government because a law was passed mandating that all employers provide free contraceptives and abortion-inducing pills.
Let's be clear. This issue is not about birth control. It's about government control.
It may have seemed that President Obama caved into the pressure from the religious right by imposing an exemption from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services mandate for institutions of faith. They would no longer be forced to violate their convictions by offering free birth control under the Affordable Care Act. Despite the president's concessions, protesters here refuse to view it as a real compromise. In their opinion, the federal government overstepped its boundaries again and violated the Constitution by taking it upon themselves to define what constitutes a religious establishment, to decide what groups qualify for that narrow religious exemption eligibility. On the other side of this debate, supporters of the HHS mandate have argued that the religious right was fighting a war against women's rights. Those standing here beg to differ.
Contraceptives are not health care. Women's bodies are meant to work exactly the way they do.
And what are your hopes for your daughters? Obviously, you brought them to the rally, so what do you want them to also understand?
I want them to be proud, strong women that are proud the way God created them and not have to change for any man, and just kind of live their lives independent and loving and serving each other and being the people God meant them to be.
I have two kids. You know, I have a 11 and a 12-year-old, and I don't want them to maybe go someday when they're like teenagers, 16, 17, and go somewhere and be able to just go to some doctor's office and get an abortion. I mean, we're trying to encourage communication and have the kids really telling us everything that is going on in their lives, and having institutions being able to provide this for them at, you know, and a closed door. It could even happen without even me knowing, you know, and that's terrible.
This religious freedom rally in Trenton is just one among 140 occurring in cities and towns all across the country. Religious groups gathered here promise to not stop until this law is overturned. Reporting from the State House, Sybille Morancy, WZBN News.
And I bet they don't speak